how do I get there? How do I get to my end goal? Letting go and letting God. It felt like that's the theme of book 3. Watching a lot of K-drama in the past few years has sort of extended into my book as well, writing this series. I came up with a different beginning for book 3, and I think this is my best one so far. It's a Saturday. Ignore the hair. I was gonna wash it. It's just one of those days when I'm like, I have to wash it, but I really don't feel like washing it. So it's a Saturday, and as you know, Saturday is my writing day. But since I already completed book 2 of the series I started in 2021, I'm currently in between this period. I'm using it to plot. I have an idea of what it's going to be about, but how do I get there? How do I get to my end goal, which is, how I want book 3 to end. So I kind of work my way backwards and figure out the milestones I want to hit to get to my end goal. It's kind of reverse engineering. Significant moments, milestones for different characters, also point in their life that are not just milestones but character growth moments, things that sort of like help them get to where I want them to get to. When I started the series, I had an idea of how I wanted book 3 to start off, and then I finished book 1 and I started working on book 2, and then I had a different idea of how I wanted book 3 to start. And then just last week, Saturday, when I was working on the plot, I came up with a different beginning for book 3, and I think this is my best one so far. I love it so much because it kind of puts everyone, my readers, in a what is happening? What's happening? You guys might hate me for it, but it's the best beginning to book 3 that I've come up with so far. I've decided that that's what I'm gonna go with. And like I mentioned, I'm not a plotter, I'm a pantser. So I don't have everything set in stone. I can change things up, I can switch timelines, I can prolong things. I have that space to just let things happen for the characters. The only thing I set in stone is the starting and the end. Like, I have an idea of what the end is gonna be like, but I don't know how it's gonna play out. That's what I should clarify. So as for when I'm about to start writing a book, I always try to not perfect, but fix the starting, because that is what gets me going. And as soon as I get into writing the starting, somehow the next moments just start coming up, and that's what makes writing interesting for me, because I feel like if I already know the entire, how everything's gonna play out beforehand, then writing it wouldn't be as fun. But getting that space to let my ideas flow, let my imaginations run wild and have a field day, then that's when I feel like that's when I do some of my best writing. It's when I just let my characters take me wherever they want to. Right now, I am in a season where I'm like, oh, my characters just got out of this. And then now that I'm in that headspace of, oh, they just got out of this season, and then I start planning what it's gonna look like for them in another season, it's not always like apt until I get to that season with them. And then I'm like, this thing that I planned is not how I wanted to play out, because now I'm in the season with them, and now I understand that the decision that I thought that they'd make is not the decision that fits the season that they're in. I don't know if that makes sense or I'm just ranting, but in my head it's just I need to be in the season with my characters to understand the choices that they would make in those seasons. And so right now it feels like I'm making decisions for them based on future seasons that I have planned for them. And while that is how I've always worked, that's how I've always planned out my books, it just doesn't usually happen the way I plan it to. I cancel out sections that I thought would enter the book, and sometimes new sections come in that I never planned because my characters made different decisions than I planned for them to make. Anyway, I'm moving on. Okay, another huge thing that has been, I wouldn't say bothering me, but I feel like the title of a book is it's very important. Book 1 and book 2 it just came so naturally. And book 3, I've always struggled with it. I kind of tried to brainstorm with my sisters and my cousin and some friends at work who are also content writers. I felt like they would give me a better idea. And just last week, while I was working on the plot, I was like, let me ask AI. And there was a bit of back and forth, but AI assured me, as it always does, that my idea was good. And I'm like, are you sure, or you're not just telling me what I want to hear? Yeah, so I have a title. I'm currently staring at the title. And I was reading a passage in the Bible today, and it said, what was it? I don't know why I always have a hard time opening up the Bible app on my Android, and then on my iPhone, which I'm currently filming on, it's so easy to just search for things, but my Android just has a problem. Don't know why. All right, the verse is Matthew chapter 11 verse 28, and it says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." I just stared at the word burdened, and I'm like, could this be the title? Could this be the title? I don't know. But I have something else in mind, which is shorter, a lot shorter than burdened. The idea I was going for book 3 was something to feel kind of letting go and letting God. That's like, it felt like that's the theme of book 3. Burdened is a great contender with the other ones that I have. We'll see about the title. Since book 2, there's something that I started doing from book 2, which I thought was very helpful, which was sectioning. And then for book 3, I had to come up with something similar, like a start, middle, and an end. I think this is a great start for when I start writing. I have a good, strong beginning. A middle, I have a few points, like just 3 points to touch on. And I know I'm gonna build on this as soon as I start writing, because that always happens. Literally, so many things just start coming as soon as I start writing. So I'm just letting myself have that space, because now it's like the end part, the end section is also pretty empty. Even though I know what the end is gonna be like, it's just like one line of what I know is gonna happen. And I'm gonna start writing on 4th of April. We have one more Saturday before I start writing. So I think I just want to go through what I have right now, polish a few things, see if I can come up with any new ideas, just, kind of brainstorm new ideas. But I think this is good for me to start with. This is a good starting point for me for book 3. Okay, one other thing that I feel like I should talk about this after I'm done with book 3, after I've completed this entire series, but it doesn't hurt to just add this in here, which is the fact that this entire series was completely new territory for me. It being a new era of my writing, first decade of my writing it kind of felt very experimental, and this new decade feels like a start of something new. Like I have my footing as a writer. I know the kind of books I want to write, which is clean romance, and I do want to touch on a lot of faith-based topics in my books now, because I just feel like I've gotten to that point in my life where my faith is a huge part of who I am. And as a writer, your personality, yourself, the things that matter most to you, your values kind of extend to your characters and other aspects of your life. And I feel like that's what's happening with my writing as well. And I love that, because the kind of books I'm actually reaching for nowadays are Christian, clean romance type of books. And I feel like every aspect of my life is kind of like I'm taking in, but I also want to give as well. I've also noticed that I've kind of branched out, because I've become a K-drama person, which I never in my life thought that I would. Growing up in Nigeria, I had so many friends who kept like getting me to watch K-drama, but I just never clicked for me. But then I came to India, and then my older cousin, she kind of got me into it. I was very reluctant to get into it, but then as soon as I found one that I loved, I'm like, what is happening? And I cannot stop watching K-dramas. Somehow I've kind of branched out into C-drama as well. But K-drama is just, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of everything. It has all the romance, but no mature content, which is why I love it so much. Because I feel like a lot of Hollywood content, movies, series, and everything, they just have a lot of mature scenes. And then when I find something that doesn't have any mature scene, and I'm like, this is amazing, can I get more of these please? And Hallmark is doing that. That's why I watch a lot of I feel like I need to calm down. I feel very passionate about movies. I'm a movie buff. But yeah, I feel like that's why I love Hallmark so much, because even though it's cliche, it's just very clean. That's why I love it. You just get like one kiss scene at the end of the movie. It's just like a cherry on top of a cake, and I just love it. And so I feel like K-drama is like that as well. You don't get a lot of mature scenes, and you get either no mature scene or just very little, and it's never extreme, which is why I love it. And somehow I think watching a lot of K-drama in the past few years has sort of extended into my book as well, writing this series, because I noticed that previously my writing was always focusing on the main characters, the guy and the girl, because it's their stories, their love story. But this series hasn't been that way. We have like 2 other major couples in this series, and then we have some other couple in the back scene, but I just noticed it happening, and I was like, okay, I kind of love this. I really do love this. Like, you don't need to have a separate book for these characters. You can just fit them all in one book. And it's what makes me excited about K-dramas, because if the main character's love story are not happening, you're watching the supporting character's love story unfolding. So it just was kind of something I did not plan to do, but it just sort of happened. It wasn't until I was kind of wrapping up with book 2 that it hit me that I have 3 different couple stories in this series. So yeah, if one is not working out, someone else is working out. All right, so if I plan to release book 3 in July, I should have had 3 months to get started on a buffer for book 3. I should have had 14 chapters if I write every Saturday from April to June, which I feel like it's okay. I mean, I don't mind 10. 10 is great as well for a buffer. So it looks like this is me deciding this right now. I did not plan this beforehand. I thought I was gonna release book 3 next year, but I think July is a good time to put out book 3. So I can't believe I said this on camera, but yeah, we are gonna release book 3 in July. Hopefully. But yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about, just to give you guys an update on writing and behind the scenes and everything. And well, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Stay blessed.